All right. I have to show all the edits that I've made so far. I'm actually going to do it in real time in the game itself, so you can see what they look like. Pretty crazy. Went through quite a bit of stuff. Volume should be down lower so that you can hear my voice here. I'm going to, I guess, start from the top. I think the first letter is A. So what's that? Akuma. So I'll show the Akuma edits here. Doesn't matter who I pick for the opponent. Actually, I should just double pick the same character so you can see him. Excuse me, so you can see him from both sides. So Akuma was the very first edit I made. As you see, my filter is off. And I will showcase what the character looks like with the filter on. Okay, first character is Akuma. As you can see here, the edits that I did to him were physics tweaks. He specifically his ponytail. If you look closely at his ponytail there, he's got a bounce to his the physics in his ponytail and on his pants. Well, you can't really see the pants very well. Do a double select here. That's better. So if you look at his ponytail, specifically when he stops, there's a physic to the top of the ponytail of it just dropping. It drops really fast. I'll go slow down the frames later so that it's more clear that it's happening. Another thing that I edited was his pants. If you look at the bottom of his pants, it has a bouncing effect. Same effect as Street Fighter 3, Third Strike. The the bounce of the pants that they usually do. And also I put a blinking animation on the character because he's humanoid and he has eyes. He's more on the lines of a demon, but he's a demonic man. So because he's a humanoid person, he can blink. Same thing applies to his crouch. As you can see there, he has an animated crouch instead of just one frame now, which means he just moves while he's in his crouch animation or whatever. He also has the same physics applied. If you look at his pants, see the bounce on the bottom of his pants. His hair, his ponytail also bounces too, and it's pretty cool. I'm gonna turn the filter on now, and wait, let me back out. There it goes. Okay, so with the filter on, my filter simply just removes all the pixelation from the character. And this is the end result. It looks very smooth. It's very high res. I play this on 4K and 60 FPS. So I need my filter. Otherwise, I'm just counting. And my TV's pretty big too. So otherwise, I'm just counting giant squares, and it's very unpleasant. But as you can see here, this is what it looks like. It translates over into the filter better than it does for the default resolution. As you can see here, if you look at his pants, see the bounce on the pants. He has the ponytail bounce too. Very hard to catch. Given it's sitting on I think either one or two frames. So you have to see it in 60 FPS like in my game. Then again, I could be wrong. Low key, I think the video is 60 FPS, so maybe you guys can't catch it. But there's Aqua. Not gonna dwell on that too long. So after Aqua, we're in the A's. There was Aqua, Inoculus. I skipped Inoculus. Uh, Amingo. All right, so next up is Amingo. I'll pick Amingo twice so you can see him from both sides. All right, let's jump in. Don't worry if you can't remember the tweaks that I made. I'll just remind you. For Mingo, the tweaks that I made were to the sash or to wherever that is on his belt. I'm sure it's some type of customary Mexican belt or something, but I don't recall what it's called. But I just added physics to it, specifically when he first stops. There's like a bounce to it. Also, if you look at his eyes, he's got blinking animations now. As you can see there, they're very quick blinking animations. I don't want him to blink slowly. For his crouch animation, which is the most important part for all of the characters I edit, as you can see there, it's fully animated. Instead of just one static frame, it's a fully animated crouch, which is very super cool. The tweaks that I made to him, he just shifts back and forth. He just kind of rocks at you. Also, he has blinking animation for his eyes. See the physics on his sombrero there? His sombrero bounces back and forth with his body. And also there's that same physic on the belt that he's wearing. As you can see there, it's got a slight bounce after an attack or whatever. And this is the end result. So Amingo's fully animated. I'm gonna turn on my filter. Okay, so that's what he looks like with the filter on. Again, it just removes all of the pixelation. It looks super smooth. Just turns the character into HD, into like artwork. Um, all of the tweaks are there. Same tweaks that I just addressed. The blinking animation, the belt physics. Same with the crouch. That's what the crouch looks like. As you can see, once again, the crouch translates better with the with the reshade on. It translates far better than it does in the default pixelated game. See the blink, just awesome, man. They look so much better in my opinion with the animations in their crouch. But yeah, those are the tweaks I made for Mingo. Okay, we're gonna move on here. I don't think there's any other default characters in the A's, so I'm gonna go to B. And for B, I think the first up for the B is BB Hood. So I'm just gonna load up BB Hood, both sides. BB Hood has the least of the tweaks. The tweak that I did for BB Hood was really her dress. She has dress and hair physics, and I think that's it for her stance. That's all she required. As you can see there, there's a bounce to her dress and her hair as she stops. That's all I really needed. I just wanted to be a little more fluid, more physic induced. For her crouch, as you can see there, she's got a bounce to her, specifically her dress and hair after an attack. And again, that's all I needed. I couldn't make her blink because the character's like looking down. She's like looking down at a flower or something. You just can't add a blink to that. And this is what I came up with for BB Hood. Looks pretty awesome. Flowing, looks awesome. Very simple tweaks. Took actually a lot of thought to do this properly, but this is the end result. I'll turn on the filter. That's what it looks like with the filter on. Very smooth, very cool looking. Same physics. You can see it there. Physics, physics, physics are quite fast with her specifically. You can see there, but they're there. Pretty amazing. Very simple tweak, but big result. All right, we'll back out. All right, got to move on to the next one. After BB Hood, I'm in the B's. I think in the B's is a Bison. No, no, no. Blackheart. So I'll load up Blackheart here. Make sure I get them on both sides. I apologize in advance if I skipped one of the characters. I don't think I have though so far. So for Blackheart, he has the prep frames or the physics drop, and the parts of him that drops down physic wise is his hair and his tail. Do a slight movement there. You can see it. His tail jitters from an upward animation there. If you look at his hair drops too right at the beginning of the idle animation. Very small tweak, barely noticeable. If you look at his eyes, he blinks now, which is that's a big improvement too. I think Blackheart should be blinking. Blackheart is absolutely a demon, but I still think the way he's designed, he looks very fluid and very flesh-like. So making him blink wouldn't hurt. Just making him more you know, it looks cool when he blinks. And because he's a creature. And when he crouches, as you can see there for his crouch, it's fully animated. Everything from his tail to his body, he's actually breathing in this crouch animation. I'd even did some tweaks following some post-processing tweaks after the actual video of me doing the art for specifically his hands. As you see, his hands have movement now. His eyes blink. He's got the same old physics drop that the stance has. Same old tweaks. Everything from his tail being animated, dropping down to the spikes in his hair falling into place too. And this is the end result. Looks amazing. Now I'm going to jump into the filter. There goes with the filter on. Just going to do a simple, trying to do a short range attack here, so you can see what it looks like when his tail drops in his hair. See his eyes. Wait for the blink. It's very cool looking blink. When he crouches down here, let's get him in a. I gotta get him in a frame though for the crouch. There you go. On his full body in the frame, including his tail. And that's what it looks like with the filter on. It's very fluid, very smooth. It looks even better somehow. He's got the blinking animation. If you look at his eyes there, it's pretty awesome, man. Very minute tweaks, but very awesome result. Be honest, the focus whenever I tweak one of these characters really is just the crouch. I need these crouches to have life to them. All right, I'm gonna back out. Gonna move on to the next character. Who's after Blackheart? The Am I in C now? I hope I don't skip anybody here. I think next up for the default characters is C, and the highest C would be Captain America, I think. So I'm just gonna pick Captain America here. If I skip the character, I'll know, because I'll backtrack and look at my videos of me doing the actual art, and I'll know. I have them in they're in order. Well, it is technically chronological time wise. All right, here's Captain America. Captain America was pretty tricky because I had to tweak his idle sprites and I had to go tweak his shield so that it lines up with the new longer animations that I plugged in on his character. He works on two layered or two different sprites. His shield is technically like a helper and it's not part of his main animation. But for Captain America, the thing that I tweaked was those weird Hermes bird wings that he has on his mask up top above his ears. He also has a blinking animation. He has physics added to the flaps on his boots so that they shift and move like cloth now. And this is the end result after an attack. That's what it looks like. You can see everything really drop after he does an attack. It flows so smooth. Like these animations are necessary for him, I believe. It really improves the art by a mile. For his crouch, as you can see there, I made an animated crouch. He's got a full crouch of him breathing and moving. He's combat ready in this crouch. Thought about animating the shield too, but it wasn't a necessity. The shield looks fine the way it is, just sitting on his knee. If you look at his eyes too, he has a blinking animation that I added to his eyes. Is very important because Captain America is just a dude. Whenever I throw the shield, try to do example there. So that's with the shield thrown. I'm gonna crouch down. That's what the animation looks like without the shield on. You get a better look at the his bicep and how it flexes. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna turn on the filter now. So with the filter on, with it smoothing out, it does look drastically different. It's a lot smoother. Specifically, the thing that's noticeable with me is those Hermes wings on his head. They look way better with this filter on. In his crouch, you can see the his bicep is more defined and more cool looking. This is a really awesome animation. And if you don't believe me, just load up MVC2 and then just crouch with Captain America and look at how boring that crouch is compared to the one I just made. Show it with the shield. That's what it looks like with the shield on. Pretty awesome. This is what it looks like crouching after an attack. That's after an attack. See everything, all the physics just fall into place for his boots and the wings on his head. Pretty awesome. Same when standing. Everything just falls into place. Looks amazing, man. All right. That's it for Captain America. I'm gonna back out. All right. Think Cable. I think Cable is the last person that I edited here. So I'm gonna load up Cable. Cable was really cool. He was fun to do because I actually had some leeway to low key Cable. I was supposed to show Cable before Captain America. Alphabetically, Captain America's after Cable. But Cable was fun to do just because Cable he gave me some leeway to actually do art because I like to draw instead of all this shifting and moving and adding physics and stuff. So for Cable, he has a hair drop. If you look at his hair there, his hair drops, it falls into place. He has prep frames for his physics. The physics prep frames also applies to his chest. Cable is very bulky. His chest is huge and it overlaps muscle wise. So I went ahead and just did a physic of his chest dropping into place too. Looks really awesome. Good end result. Looks good after movement. Looks really good after a jump. Just awesome. For the crouch, there's his crouch. His crouch is fully animated now. The reason I had fun with Cable was because I could get creative. You look at the muscles in his thighs are actually flexing. They're bulging and getting bigger. If you look at the muscles in his back arm holding a pistol, he's flexing his bicep. I got to draw that in. That was pretty fun to do. His chest, his rib cage, his abdomen, all of that stuff is flexing. as he moves into a certain position. Even his the arm near the opponent, his left, your right, even that arm is kind of shifting out at the elbow, which is just every minute animation I did for Cable was a blast to do. He's by far one of my favorites because I actually got to do some art. And this is the end result. Looks very fluid, very beautiful. This is a really good crouching animation. And this is the way I think the actual MVC artists would have done it if given an opportunity to have the full animations instead of having it you know instead of having it cut down or reduced from previous versus games. So here's what Cable looks like with the filter on. It's very smooth. This looks awesome, dude. I'll show an example of the drop. There's the physics drop. If you look at his hair, his chest, there's a physics drop there. That's after a movement, after a jump. There's the crouching animation. He has a physics drop for the crouching animation too. If you look at his hair and chest, he's got the same drop. Um, what can I say? It looks amazing. This filter just, I don't know. This filter, I guess my art style in combination with this filter is just, this looks insane, man. That's an awesome crouch. And this is my progress so far for my MVC2 edits that I've made. Um, be on the lookout for more in the future. I do intend to go through the entire roster. The support you guys show will determine if I keep going with this. God bless.